So before we start, I have to say a few things. This is the F1 2020 driver tier list. We are going to rank the performances of the drivers in this 2020 season. We are not ranking how good the driver is or was in the past. This is just how they performed in 2020. So yeah, we got that out of the way. Let's get started. Yes, I know I'm a little late to the party, but this is my Formula 1 2020 driver tier list. Let's get started. The drivers down here are in no particular order, so let's start. We have Valtteri Bottas. Honestly, I feel like he was just okay. He had an honestly poor year. In 2019, I honestly felt like Valtteri Bottas is back. Valtteri 2.0 is great. In 2020, he's gonna challenge for the title. I had such high hopes, and it turned out to be absolutely nothing because he was just so average. I honestly would have placed him even lower, but I feel like he had some pretty okay performances, some pretty decent qualifying performances, and I just feel like okay is a good place for him. Lewis Hamilton, there's just no doubt, just legend, just great year, top to bottom, dominating like never before, breaking records left and right, most wins, most championships, just amazing from top to bottom. I'm not a Lewis Hamilton fan, but I have to admit that his season was just outstanding. We have Charles Leclerc. Honestly, again, I feel like it's going to be a bit controversial, but legend, straight away. He had an amazing year. He dragged that Ferrari into Q3 so many times, into P4 so many times. He has 2 podiums, a second place in Austria. I mean, brilliant year. And in comparison, his teammate, I'm a fan of Sebastian Vettel. I really am, and I admit when I'm a fan of a certain driver. But Sebastian, this was a bad year for you. It was just, I just don't know what to say. I would have placed him higher. Honestly, I would have placed him higher. But his year was just so poor. He's a 4-time world champion. He has so many records to his name. He's just an outstanding driver. And in 2020, he looked more like a rookie in some races. Turkey was an incredible race for him, just demonstrating his skills, his racecraft. Spain was an incredible race, with him just being absolutely awesome at treating those tires and at saving those tires. But I feel like overall it was the worst season for Sebastian Vettel. It was a poor season for Seb. It's unfortunate. But yeah, I think that's where I have to put him. Gasly, honestly, legend again. Just outstanding drive all the way through, out-qualifying his teammates so many times, putting that car into Q3 so many times, winning a race, overtaking Alex Albon in that Red Bull so many times, out-qualifying Alex Albon in that Red Bull so many times. I feel like he's had an incredible year. He evolved and performed at the highest level possible, and I feel like his year was just amazing, top to bottom. Yes, maybe he's not on the same level as Lewis Hamilton. He isn't on the same level as Lewis Hamilton. That's why he's last on the legend tier, but just outstanding drive all the way through. Didn't put a foot wrong. Just, you can't say he did a bad job. Kvyat, I feel like he had an okay year. Just okay. He had a relatively quiet year. I've said this in a number of videos. Really quiet year. It was an okay year. He had a 4th place in Imola, which was great. He was out-qualified by his teammate a few times. He just was okay. He was okay. I don't feel like he was bad. He was just okay. Romain Grosjean, honestly, I have to say it was a bad year for Rogro. I feel like it was a pretty poor year for Romain. I know it's really tough to say that Romain had a tough year because, of course, it's hard. He had that horrible crash. I feel bad to put him this low, but I feel like that's where he belongs. And honestly, I feel like his teammate should be placed on the same level. Poor year for Haas in general. Poor year for the two of them. It was a bad year. It was a year to forget for both of them. Kimi Raikkonen, honestly, I think I'm gonna put him at good. I feel like his year was really good. Some amazing performances, being really good in qualifying, reaching Q2, reaching Q3, having an amazing start in Portimao, showing his racecraft, finishing a lot of the races ahead of Sebastian Vettel in that Ferrari, and sometimes ahead of both of the Ferraris, That's amazing. You have to admit that's impressive. For him to finish ahead of both Ferraris, even in a single race, that would be amazing. But he did that a number of times in 2020, and I think that that's impressive. Amazing qualifying, amazing racecraft for the car that he has. He outperformed the Ferraris a number of times, and I have to say that it was a good year for Kimi. Not the best year. He has an incredibly poor car. The 2020 Alfa Romeo was one of the worst cars that he's driven recently, so I feel like the package wasn't there, but his performances were good. Antonio Giovinazzi was pretty okay. He was okay. He outqualified Kimi Raikkonen at the end of the year. I feel like it was 8-9 or something like that. It was a close year in qualifying between the two of them. I can't place him lower. He was okay. He did his job brilliantly. He secured the 2021 seed with Alfa Romeo. I feel like he did a good job, an okay job. It was an okay job. Max Verstappen, again, mate, I have to put him as legend ahead of Charles Leclerc and Gasly. It was impressive. It was honestly impressive. Having so many podiums, having second places, having 2 wins, having a pole position, just amazing maturity, amazing racecraft, amazing qualifying. He had a few mistakes, but he's still young. I feel like it was a legendary performance, no doubt about it. Alex Albon, this is a hard one. I want to place him at bad. I honestly am an Alex Albon fan. I was an Alex Albon fan. Okay, let's put him at okay. Ahead of Kvyat. I feel like that's... But you see, that's the problem. How can we place Alex Albon on the same level as Valtteri Bottas? Valtteri Bottas has race wins and pole positions. I feel like I have to place him at bad. I feel like I have to place him the best one at the bad category. I feel like he's ahead of Sebastian Vettel and Romain Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen, but it was overall a bad year for Alex Albon. Honestly, 2019 was much better. In 2019, I probably would have placed him at great. Honestly, his 2019 season was just amazing, but you just can't have a teammate win a race and you to be 40 seconds behind him. It's just not possible. To be lapped by your teammate, it's just not possible. And I feel like overall, it was a bad year for Alex Albon. Maybe it wasn't really Alex Albon that was bad, but the year that he's had was pretty bad. But I just can't place him at okay. I just can't. We have Carlos Sainz. Honestly, Carlos Sainz, great year by him. No doubt about it. Just great year. Lando Norris as well. Both of them great. It was a great 2020 for them. Just amazing performances, consistency. That's what got them P3 in the constructors. Consistency. Consistency, being toe-to-toe, very, very close to one another, having a great relationship off track. I feel like that helped a lot. I feel like that's what made that team so great. Both of them, great, awesome performances. Esteban Ocon, it was a good year. He had a podium. It was his first time back after his break. I think it was a good year. He's back in Formula 1. He got a podium. He got some pretty good performances. I feel like it was a good year. I might want to place him at okay, but he has a podium. It was a good year. Considering that Renault car is maybe is P5 in the constructors. I think that's right. It's P5 in the constructors. I feel like him getting a podium, being relatively close to Daniel Ricciardo, is a good performance. Daniel Ricciardo had a great year, maybe even better than the two McLarens. It was a great year for Daniel Ricciardo. It was redemption time, honestly. Getting 2 podiums, being up there, out qualifying his teammate, being really good. It was a great year by Ricciardo. I can't wait to see him at McLaren. It was a great year for Daniel Ricciardo. No doubt about it. It was a great year. Sergio Perez, man, I want to place him at legendary. I'm gonna do it. I know I've placed so many drivers at legendary, but it was a legendary year. You have to admit it. Getting a race win, getting 2 podiums, just being really good, just missing 2 races because of COVID, having so many reliability problems, and still finishing P4 in the standings is just an incredible performance. It is just legendary, honestly. And his teammate, it was a good year by Lance Stroll. He has a few podiums. It was a good year. He's way behind his teammate in the standings. He missed only 1 race because of health issues, and I feel like he wasn't on the same level as Perez, 100%. Nicholas Latifi, just bad. The worst one by far. I'm sorry to say that. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate probably, but he was just bad. He was honestly the worst driver, the worst full-time driver. It's hard to say it. He's a nice guy. I had so many hopes, such high hopes for Nicholas Latifi, but it was just so bad. Being out-qualified by your teammate and nearly getting out-qualified by Jack Aitken in Bahrain. Man, he just didn't perform. He didn't show any glimpse of him being a good driver. I don't have nothing to latch onto. I have nothing to grip. I have nothing in favor of him. I can't say that he was good because he did that or he did that. Honestly, I don't know what he did good this year. Honestly, it was just such a bad year for him. Maybe it's because he's a rookie. I'm 100% that he's gonna evolve. He's gonna learn. He's gonna be better. So let's give him another shot and let's see how good he'll be next year, how good that car will be, and how much he will improve. Let's just give him that. It was his rookie year. It's not really that bad. You have to think of it that way. Sebastian Vettel is a 4-time world champion and he had a bad year. If you have a bad year and you're a rookie, there's still hope. George Russell, right here. Legendary performance. Awesome. It was just amazing. Top to bottom. Mr. Saturday, amazing quality, amazing pace, amazing all round, just awesome. Pure awesome. And I think that's a great performance by George Russell. Okay, so that was it. This is my tier list. It's very controversial. I can feel the comments. I can feel the hate already. But this is my opinion. This is my tier list. So yeah, that was it. Stay safe and happy race watching.